Hey there folks, back at you with another video. It's Sunday afternoon. I finally get time to work on my own junk. Here we go. This is a 2010 Ford Flex. It's front wheel drive. It's not all wheel drive. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just, it's pretty nice. Picked it up for really cheap. It's one of those cars, we buy something like this, driving around for 6 months to a year or whatever, and then later down the road sell it. But yeah, when I bought this thing, it's got a crank, no start. Guy said it has a fueling problem, and I tell you what, it's got a fueling problem. Oh my God. So here we go. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Don't cost nothing. Let's get past your intro. Let's get into this. Alright, we got her up in the air now. As you can tell, it's pushing out some fuel. So that I'm pretty sure that fuel pump module is going out. But here's the fuel tank repair. Oopsie. There you go. Here's the fuel tank repair. Would you look at that? Man, that looks awesome. That looks great. Alright, so that means I can put the charcoal canister back on. We're going to clean that other side up and show you what we got there, and I'll show you how I'll finish that up like I did here, and then I will show you on the fuel pump module too. So here we go. We'll be right back. Alright, this here had a bunch of Bondo on it, so I got that all cleared off. So don't use Bondo to fix your fuel tank because it just doesn't work. So now I got that all cleaned off. You can see all the dust here and whatnot. So I'm going to grab a rag. I'm going to wipe that down with some brake clean. I scuffed it up with some sandpaper and whatnot. So now we're just going to wipe it down with some brake clean, and then we'll get into the next step. So I'm going to wipe that down real quick, and we'll bring it right back. Here we go. Alright, so that's all cleaned off thoroughly with brake clean. I've got the iron here. Got it on. It's warming up, so that takes a minute. And then this is the plastic I use right here. I use a black oil can. Clean that off real good, make sure the sticker is gone, and then I just cut me a chunk out, as you can tell, and then I'm going to use this to start covering the hole with, and then we're going to lay this over top of that, and then we're going to finish it off with this. So this is the piece. It's round, it's a little bigger than the hole, so that gives you room to operate on the edges here. So like I said, we're going to let the iron, it's just a really cheap, I don't know, I think I spent like 20 bucks on this. Comes with a bunch of footers and different sizes and whatnot, and it's so cheap that there's so much heat coming through there. These footers just bend because of the heat, so keep that in mind. So after a while you're going to have to straighten it back out. But like I said, for a little repair like that, I mean, that's all you need. So $20 for a tool, an old oil can, and just start to cut you a little piece off. So here we go. We're going to wait on the iron to heat up, and then we'll bring it back. Alright, so we got a round piece right here. I'll set that in place. And I'm sorry, my hand is covering this right now, but gotta let this. Give me 1 second here. This gets pretty hot, so you might want to use a screwdriver or something or another to help hold this plastic in place, so that way you don't have to have your finger there. So put this on there and just take your time. Just spread it on there. Let it cool off. And that way it can set up. And now just start working your way around. And just set it on there. Like that, and then you just gently slide forward, start working it. Make sure that plastic melts and and because you sanded the tank down, there's enough for that plastic to hold on to and to grab. There you go. Now we need to do the bottom part here. Alright, now we'll bring it right back and we'll give you a close-up. Alright, so as you can tell, we got that all in place now. Let it cool off a little bit. So the hole is covered now. And like I said, you don't have to press really hard. Just got to give it a second. Just move slow, take your time. You know, let it heat up the plastic. So that way you can smooch it out and feather or blend it in with the tank. So now we're going to use this piece right here. We're going to set that right over top of it. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to grab the iron again. We'll make sure we're going to be on center. And just set that on there. And this is metal right here. We'll press that into the plastic, and that gives that a boatload of extra strength, because just the little plastic piece is just not strong enough, because it still gives it, you know, it's still flexing, because on the end of the day, that is pretty thin plastic compared to the tank. So we're just going to go around. We'll just, you know, set it on there, let it work itself, you know, push it lightly, but push it into the plastic as you're going. And there you go. Same thing here. So leave it on there and start pushing it. And just slowly rub it into the plastic. There you go. And like I said, you don't have to push really hard. Just hold it against it so everything can get hot. And then you can press that, and then you'll press that right into the plastic like that. See that? And like I said, and this will give that plastic a lot of rigidity. And then when we're done with this, we'll bring it back and I will show you how we'll finish this up. But it's just like this. You just gotta keep working it. And like I said, I'll go right up in there. Don't keep it on one spot for too long. You want to make sure you keep moving it. You want to make sure it's all the way in there, because like I said, that way it gives a lot of strength and it will make everything bond so much better if you do it like that. So yeah, I'm going to finish this up. We'll bring it back and we'll show you then. Here we go. Alright, so we got this all in there. It's in the tank. It's still a little hot. And now I'm going to use one of those plastic straws that came, or pieces that came with that repair kit. If you don't have anything like that, use the oil can again, just cut small strips, or use zip ties if anything else. So we're going to start putting this on there just to give it a little more plastic. So we'll give it more rigidity right here in the center. As you can tell, it's a little soft. So we're going to put this on there. I'm going to work that into it, into the mesh. And just push it, don't push too hard. You just melt little chunks down. And then spread it out nice and even. There you go. And if you need to do a little bit on the outside, you go ahead and do that. Like on the corners, for example, that could use a little extra. And there you go. Then there's a little extra plastic to help it all look good and smooth. And if you got to use the corner of your iron to push it into the plastic there a little bit, go ahead and do that. Like I said, don't push too hard, because the last thing you want to do is poke a hole. There you go. Let's do a little bit right there. And just spread it out, nice and easy. Look at that. So I'm going to finish that up and then we'll bring it back and we'll show you the end product. Here we go. All right, there you go. That's the end result. So I'm going to let this cool off. I'm going to grab a little bit of sandpaper, smooth it out, and if I need to use a little bit more of that plastic add-on stuff, I'll do that. But now you got the gist of it. And like I said, just work it in, and before you know it, it will do just fine. That other side is holding up perfect. So because this is a saddle tank, as you can tell, or I call it a saddle tank. So it's got two tanks on one side. This one has two pumps, and then it flows all the way up in the top. So but anyway, yeah, so there you go. I'm gonna let this cool off, sand it down a little bit. Like I said, if I need to use a little more, I will. If not, I'm gonna leave it like that. Looks pretty good to me. So there you go. If you don't have the money to have a shop replace your tank or anything like that, and you have a crack, you can fix your own crack in your own driveway that's in your fuel tank like that. And like I said, all you need is an old oil can, because this plastic is petroleum resistant, so oil and fuel. If you get any other plastic, there's a good chance it will the fuel can eat the plastic away. So that's why I recommend use an oil can, an oil can or something or another. If you don't have something like this here, those plastic strips. You can cut strips out of this, or you can use zip ties, or any of those things. So yeah, that's how you can fix your fuel tank if you got a hole in it. So here we go. That's the end of that. So here we go. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Don't cost nothing. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.